Good morning, beautiful souls, and welcome to Sunday Self-Care. This Sunday, I'm going to share with you my Gua Sha routine. I'm going to briefly just talk a little bit about the differences in Gua Sha, as I know many of you have different types and shapes and lots of questions keep coming in. And then I'm just going to discuss briefly how to prepare your skin, and then we'll go straight into the routine for you. So this is probably the most common Gua Sha that you will actually see. This is jade. Here's another one in amethyst, and here in rose quartz. Often I'm asked, does it matter which stone? Yes, stones have different properties. They have energies. Listen to your gut, your intuition, which one you are drawn to at the time. That is the one that you are needing. There isn't a black and white, yes, right, you must have this one for this type of skin or that. It works with an energy of your energy, your connection, and how you feel with it. So it's really important that you just look and make an instant decision. It isn't sat there for 5 minutes working out and checking which one's right. Now, they also come in different thicknesses. This is the most classic Gua Sha and was my very first Gua Sha that I had. I actually have trained and done classes with Cecily Braden and Clive Witham along my journeys, and a few other people, and done multiple research myself. So this is my very first one and my favorite, and I'm really connected to this.
This one is thinner, and this is where you will be able to get a deeper Sha on here. So you get a firmer movement with this. This one is thicker, you can see there. So you get a softer movement, but also used at the 15-degree angle, so as flat to the skin as you can where you're holding it, you will still get good results. Now, for my advanced classes, I'm going to be bringing out an advanced course which will show you specific techniques for the eyes, for crow's feet, for wrinkles, and how to change and work through, because your body, your face actually has meridians that run through your whole body in there. So it's quite exciting what you actually can do with these little tools. This one is a Cecily Braden tool and Firestone. This is actually one of my favorites. It's got the groove teeth here and multiple grooves there, and a nice long flat edge for going along the neck or other parts you like. This is another beautiful tool. Now, these are my tools that I use professionally in clinic. You can see here the teeth are a little wider apart. These are very good for the scalp and getting in there. So don't worry if your Gua Sha doesn't have teeth. It's something, I just wanted to explain that to you, so the understanding when you're next looking for another Gua Sha, and if you want to take my advanced Gua Sha class, then you will need a Gua Sha with teeth. So when I start my Gua Sha, I actually start on my scalp. The scalp has so much that is integral to the whole body and is a wonderful feel-good factor. You know, when you go for the hairdresser, to me, the best part is when they're washing your hair and really getting in. I kind of want to stay there for the whole hour instead of all the other treatment. So it doesn't matter whether you use this grip, this side, there, which part of it, just run all the way along your scalp. I like to start along the hairline, and I find hot spots, as I call them, and just work in them. Now, the reason I do this first is if I'm Gua Sha-ing every day, I don't want to have oil all the way through my hair. And you want your hair loose for this, particularly if you've got thick hair like I have, which you can just lift up in sections and go through. So all sides of the Gua Sha have a wonderful feeling on the scalp. So I just do that for a minute or two, and this is something you can just do any time of the day for a quick fix to get blood flowing to your brain. Quite often we get dehydrated in the scalp, and this is a really good sign that we are dehydrated. And a good way to do it is just move your fingers on your scalp in a 1 1/4 movement. And if your head doesn't move, your scalp doesn't move, you are dehydrated. So you really need to take some extra water. And it's very easy to dehydrate. So you can do circular movements all the way down the middle to the back. This is going along your frontalis muscle. We all think the frontalis muscle stops when it gets to the hairline. It doesn't. It actually goes all the way down to the occipital bone. So now I've got a really good energized buzz to my scalp here. I'm just going to push my hair back a bit so I can get into my face. And then I start going around the whole hairline. So I go in an upwards movement. So it's about half an inch below the hairline and up half an inch into the hairline, wiggling along as I go. And then I go all the way. And again, I'm doing this without oil, so we can do this regularly without interfering with our hair. Now, if you're doing this, a great time to do it is before hair wash day, as I call it, because it is a day washing my hair. You can then get the oil into your hair. It's really good. And if you find a hot spot, now I've just found a hot spot on my left side there, just pay a little bit more attention there. Now, if we're going to do a quick routine, 3 passes is enough for a basic routine. That's really quite sweet along there. So your face will be freshly prepared. So you will have washed your face, whether it's in the morning with a single cleanse or a double cleanse in the evening. So if you can just spend a little longer massaging your face with your cleanser, you're getting the oxygen going, and then you'll get better benefits for your Gua Sha treatment. I always spritz my face with a spritzer first, and then I apply my oil. I'm going to use my favorite limited edition oil. There's many beautiful oils there on the marketplace. So whether it's just coconut oil or whatever you're using, as long as it has a slip. And if you have acneic skin and you're a little concerned about putting oils on your face, DM me and I'll give you a list of oils that are suitable for an oily skin. And what you can do is also just apply a lot more spritzer, or get a bottle with water and apply that. So as long as you've got the slide and the slip going along. So I'm going to put about 6 drops in there, massage them in my hand. I like to close my eyes and set my intentions and visualize what I'm going to achieve with my skin. And then I pat my oils on first. The reason I pat is because then they can get in. Our skin isn't just flat and smooth, it has pores. And we're going to go, because we're going to work the décolletage here first to open everything up so the drainage can happen. You can apply more oil at any point if you feel you need it. And then I do like to just seal that oil with some more water. Again, so taking your Gua Sha of choice, we're actually going to start at the side of the spine and work down. Now, most of you will have seen videos where you're working up. We've worked up along the scalp line, but here we're actually opening up the drainage and taking a lot of tension off our neck here. And remember, we're holding the Gua Sha flat as we can to the skin. It's like at a 15-degree angle. And we're taking it right down to the clavicle bone here. And you can secure. And if you get redness here, don't worry, that's a great sign we're getting blood to the surface. And if you also start to feel that you need to swallow, that's great, we're getting the lymphatic drainage working. So again, on this side, starting at the side, And if you get that sweet spot where you think there's a lot of neck and tension, I particularly have a lot of tension in my neck, I just work it a little longer. There's no right or wrong here. This is such a key, important part to do before Gua Sha. Often people ask me, well, I've just got wrinkles, I just want to work my eyes, but then where is that drainage going to go? It's going to go then into your jowls. We need to open up a pathway that all this waste product can disappear. Okay, so I'm already feeling like I need to swallow. I can feel my sinuses draining, which is telling me I'm actually having an impact on my lymphatic drainage already. So now I like to just take this curvy part and go along the collarbone and then sweep out. So we're taking a path and leading that drainage. Our lymph doesn't have a pulse and a valve to make it work. We actually have to action it. So we're taking it out here, and something you can actually do to help this is just where your arm attaches to your body is open up your neurolymphatics along here. And sometimes that can be really quite painful. So we don't want to hurt ourselves here, but just manipulate these and open them up. I didn't realize actually quite how tender I am there. So that just helps everything open up. So again, drain along the top of the clavicle and glide down. I really got some tenderness there, which is great because often with our computers and with our phones, we're leaning over. So these are our minor pectorals, and it's really good to just release and get some blood flow and oxygen to those muscles and the fascia. And you've often heard me speak about feeding your skin from the roots. So if you have a tree, you're going to feed from the roots. We're not going to put creams and oils on the leaves of a tree. We're actually going to the root system. And this is what a Gua Sha is doing. It's going to the root system of your skin. So now we're going to secure the skin, particularly if you're older and your skin has a loss of elasticity there and it's lax. It doesn't matter whether you hold it this way or that way, just get the groove, and you don't even have to have the groove. You can go with the flat there. I'm going to work with the groove along my jawline here through to the end. And for me, I always feel the sweet spot just here. So what you can do is just do a couple of long sweeps and then do a few extra. Ouch. Oh yes. And this is where if I had grooves in my Gua Sha, I would work along there. Now I'm going to open up along the ear here. So just along the side where the ear attaches to your face. There's a lot of nerve and lymphatic drainage points there. And I'm actually just going to help that down because there was a lot of tenderness for me in this area. So I'm just going to help. And when you're moving lymph down, you don't use as firm, as forceful a movement as you do when you're actually working it. You're just lighter. It literally is the pressure of the Gua Sha going down there. I tend to grind my teeth. I'm a thinker. I grind my teeth a lot. So there's always a lot of tension just here. So again, secure my skin. And you can wiggle. Oh yes, I've been doing some holding of my jaw here. And because that was so tight, I'm actually just going to ease that down into the clavicle point there. Now, I'm talking about drainage a lot, so I'm actually just going to open up the drainage on the side of our nose here. When we're working all these points, we're getting everything moving, but if there's no exit point and nowhere for it to go, it's actually just displacing somewhere else. As I said, if you're working on your eyes, then it's going to drop down to your cheeks, you're going to get puffy parts here, so it's just going to take the problem somewhere else. We want to totally remove it out the system. So along the side of the nose, and I pay a lot of attention to the nose in my treatments, I go along all the side of the nose and just open everything up there. I can really, feel drainage happening there for me. It's a very dry, arid summer here. We're actually not having the monsoon season that we all pray for. So then I like to try and get the longer smooth side. We've worked the jawline here. And then I'm just lifting up to sculpt. Again, right into the ear. And you can have a wiggle at the hairline. Don't stop at the hairline. You don't have to stop there. Keep going into the scalp. I like to have the smaller point. If you've got a gua sha like this, the smaller point here, the longer point there. And then I like to go along my jaw, my cheekbone. Again, for me, the hot spot is just here. So I look at this like as a hose blockage. If I don't release that blockage, everything that I'm moving from here isn't going anywhere. It's not got an exit. You do have an exit at the side of the eye and here, but it's really good to have both points open. So I will secure my eye and just go along there a few more times. And as I say, if you encourage an arrhythmia, a redness here, that's all good. We're getting blood to the surface. It will dissipate in a matter of seconds to minutes. And then I like to just go along the eye, flow that out. Now I'm going to even it up and do this side first before I do my forehead. I do my forehead as a whole. So again, doesn't matter whether you have the higher or lower. I like the longer part below. I feel it gets underneath my chin a lot more, and I'm really trying to sculpt my chin. Something I have noticed and will show you in my advanced class is my eyes became very trophy, sunken. We lose the fat pads here, and I was getting the hollow eyes here and the lines around my mouth. My mouth is something I have ignored for a while, but I really did reduce the lines and wrinkles along there. So I'm pretty even both sides here with some hot spots. And you can hear, if you're hearing the crunch, that's absolutely fine, don't worry. You're just breaking down the fascia that's tightened. And often with aging, what it is where the skin has thinned and the fascia has got tight, it's pulling and looking grey. And I'm just working down the side there of the ear where the ear connects to the face, taking it down. Actually, I think I might be more tense on the left-hand side here. Now, you don't want to be hurting yourself, but it's a pleasurable sensation that you can feel you are breaking down. I already feel just lighter talking on the right-hand side of my face. We're going to work the muscle here. So secure the face. And actually, for me, that is a little tender just there. So I'm going to work into it, breathe. I like to breathe in to my moves. And like the other side, because we've activated the lymph there, we're going to just lightly use the pressure of the Gua Sha and just move everything down. These are big drainage parts here. I can feel that again. I'm having to swallow. I'm opening the lymphatic drainage points on the side of my nose here. And in the advanced class, I go over the lips and show you how to work those to keep plumper, fuller lips. And I won't deny, it can be a little tender and painful working the lips there, but you get great results. It's a sinus point here. We're going to move up. Doesn't matter whether you use your left hand or your right hand, whichever you feel more able, more confident in. That's just going up and out to the hairline. I'm going to work along the cheeks there. And amazingly enough, actually, I seem to have worked that before. I'm not as tender as I was this side. You'll become in tune with your face. And we can give another flat there underneath the eyes. Now I'm going to work the forehead on there. So along the temple here is another drainage point. So I like to just open that up and you get a lot of tension here. So I really do go into the scalp area. And that's not uncommon to see a lot of redness there. Now I'm applying pressure-wise, a firm pressure. I can feel that I'm moving stuff. You don't want to, I mean, you will have a result, but I want to feel that I'm actually actioning something here. And you can do long or little short sweeps. I've got a lot of sensitivity there where my hairline. Now we can use the point here or the small point, whichever you feel more comfortable or whichever feels right with your Gua Sha. So there's no right or wrong point. This must only be used here. This must only be used there. Use it if it feels comfortable and feels good to you, then that's correct. So I like to secure the side of my nose, and then I'm actually going underneath the eyebrow, and I am moving in short 1/3 of an inch movements. This is very tender. There's liver points here. And then you can do some long sweeps. This is good for drainage of the eyes and lifting those eyebrows so you get the lift there. Now, when is the best time to Gua Sha? It really is a personal thing. You can do it in the morning or the evening. In the morning, I find I only have time for a shorter routine unless it's a hair wash day, and then I always give myself a really good Gua Sha session before I wash my hair. But in the morning, we have a lot of puffiness where we've been laying down, and as we get older, the lymph system just builds up and salt in our diet, and we get puffy eyes and puffiness to our face. So if we want to just eliminate that quickly, you can do a quick routine and then a longer routine in the evening. So we're going over the eyebrow now. And you feel like I feel like my eyes have lifted. I can feel the drainage happening. It carries on happening. It doesn't just stop when you finish doing it. So now I go between the brows and I literally hold my nose to hold the skin there, and just literally in the center part between the brows, I am doing short movements. I am being quite firm. I really want to get this drainage in my face there. And then I'm going to hold and secure and go in the opposite direction, just to the beginning of your eyebrow. And what you can do is with your hand over your legs 11, your 11s here, you can just move with your hand and stretch. This was a technique I learned from Eileen Malone and Madame Lubati. So that's a really nice sensation there, and that's just bringing blood to the area. So first of all, I secure, move just the Gua Sha, and then I'm moving both the Gua Sha and my hand on either side. I'm now going to start at the tip of my nose and gently go up all the way. And I go over my scalp. I'm gentle along the ridge of my nose there. I'm not applying a lot of pressure. I apply more pressure when I'm on the forehead, frontalis muscle, and going over my scalp. And we're going to do the same here. I secure my eyebrow. And we're just going to work along here and a good ½ an inch over the hairline. And those of you who are concerned about hair loss here, particularly, especially in the 80s, we used to scrape our hair back and have it in a high ponytail. There's a lot of hair loss there. It promotes getting blood to the hair follicle. So you will see a redness there straight away. And then I'm going to start from the center, securing it down and out. So you can use this ridge, again, whatever feels comfortable, if you like this feeling. To me, that doesn't feel so nice. The long, smooth ridge feels nicer. And then I'm taking it from the inside of my nose, out, down to the clavicle. Inside of my nose, out, down, along the neck to the clavicle. Gliding the Gua Sha now, we're not applying pressure. You can always finish off this part with rollers, and they're nice when they're chilled in the fridge. And now we're just going to take it from the clavicle down and out. Along the clavicle. And going to do that both sides. And you can, if you want, go either side of your thoracic here and open up. You've got your K27 here, which is a great energy point. Your thymus, this is good immune building drainage here. So that was your Gua Sha session. You can do that as long as you want. There's no right or wrong way. You can sit down. I sometimes sit down with a podcast or Netflix and just do it for 20 minutes, half an hour, a more intense treatment, or a quick 3 over everything. Don't forget, it's really important to open up the neck so that we've got the drainage for there. The scalp also affects the face, and there's a lot of muscles still in the scalp that work through for the face and help lift and tone there. Next month, I will be doing a cupping system. So if any of you have cups or want to know where to get those from, DM me on those. But we will be doing a cupping session, which can be used as a standalone, or it can be used with the Gua Sha as well. I'm also just launching a beta test of a 6-week course. And this course will introduce you to all aspects of skin health. And it's not just topically applying skin creams. It's not just doing treatments like this. There are many other facets and a whole synergy that affect our skin. So we're going to be going through that. So that's a class that's starting in September. If you like these, please do sign up and feel free to pass through to your friends, get them to sign up as well for those. I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday with your families or whatever it is you're doing, and are lovely and relaxed. Thank you.